These girls think they can just get into fights with men, and they're not gonna get hurt, they'll get away with it. But in reality, it's the exact opposite, exactly the opposite. This karate girl thinks that if she knows how to hit a punching bag, she's got no problem with a man. She's determined to show what she could do. She's gonna show him how good she is at swinging with her legs, what combinations she knows. But as soon as the man turned physical and just threw her out of the ring, her fervor immediately was gone. But still, you gotta hand it to her. She came back in the ring. She got back in the ring, and she got even more fiercely, throwing her double leg kicks. But the man was unstoppable. He's all and did it again. Once again, he threw the young lady out of the ring without any regret. This is just a routine sparring session kickboxing at a martial arts gym. Just look at the way the woman is trying to injure her sparring partner. She's giving it her all. Well, so it's only natural that the man has to respond to that aggression with his punches. I don't know what this girl was counting on. Did she really thought she was just going to throw such hard pitches with her hands and feet, and a man would tolerate it all, of course? No normal man who respects himself would not tolerate such a thing, even if there's a very nice girl standing in front of him. If she decides to fight with you, she's turning into a sparring partner. How do you agree with me? Write in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Meanwhile, we're watching the next sparring. This time it's boxing rules, and here the kid didn't become shy and started to show all his technique that he has. And even though he's a little bit shorter than this big lady, he was clearly the favorite in this fight. The girl could do almost nothing against him, just stood there for three rounds on defense. The guy occasionally defended himself, but after that threw big serious combinations of several 4 or 5 punches to the body or to the head. And that's what happens when a young lady just decides to come out with some placard on the field. Man, he just grabbed her by the neck and threw her right off the field so she wouldn't have to stop her from waving these, like, papers that clearly had some filthy things. So what? Did she really think that if she's a girl with pigtails, she could just go out like that and break the rules of law and order, of course? Of course, the men didn't hesitate, and they just kicked her out. And this episode took place in one of the supermarket, where a disgruntled customer began to have an open and frank with the clerk, started arguing with him, started insulting him, and started shouting at him, and naturally the man couldn't take it, and after a long 5-minute argument, he simply decided to kick her out of the store, and give her her money, and not to come back here again. Customers like that. Even for no one needs such customers, even for a lot of money. They're nothing but trouble. Especially since she started to get handsy at the very end, but she didn't really want to leave. Wanted to. This incident happened on the streets of London. Look at this young lady who's clearly swaying against this kid. Maybe they used to date. Maybe they have some disagreement. Misunderstandings. She's telling him. The guy's practically silent and doesn't say anything, but after she slapped him, the guy immediately realized that this isn't the same sweetheart that he had before. The guy just threw her to the pavement and then he went on continue the dialogue from the strong side so that the girl would not be to get her hands dirty. The guy was not ashamed and then showed her her place. Next time I think she won't be just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that. Slaps. This is a boxing match. This is a boxing match. It's a very dangerous kind of boxing. You can do almost anything except head kicks, and that's why for girls, I highly discourage girls from getting into this sport, because if these are competition, the fighters are not at all shy. But wrestling in general for a girl, it's not a bad thing. First of all, it's interesting, and second of all, it's not so super traumatizing, especially if you get an adequate sparring partner who won't break your arm off, but rather just show you different tactical techniques, and in this case the girl has at least some chance of. And this is another boxing match. In front of a huge crowd, a Thai girl is taking a lot of damage against a seemingly a Farang who should always to lose, but he doesn't, even if it's not Thai. But if it's a male fighter, even a Thai woman doesn't stand a chance, which is what the outcome of this fight proves. The outcome of this fight. We go back to the cage and watch Mama Rules. Girl is trying to strangle her opponent, but it's clear that she doesn't have the strength to do it. To do that, but the guy's strength and a gas tank, he just picks up this girl and throws her against the canvas. It's just a matter of technique. He just starts throwing his hammer fists right down to the ground. The young lady. Of course, the fight doesn't until the referee, or until one of the taps the opponent, or on the canvas. In this case, of course, the girl held on until the end, but in terms of physical strength, she's clearly the underdog. Friends, if you like this video, be sure to like, and subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot more of great stories ahead of us all.